Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Zankyu no Terror, or Terror in Resonance. But today, I'm going to be checking out the final 3 episodes of the series, episodes 9 through 11. But last time, we were introduced to a very fascinating new antagonist in 5, and she proved to be very capable as an antagonist. I mean, she was a worthy match for 9 and 12, mostly because she knows them well and because she's a prodigy herself, but still, she has been quite terrifying. She is dead set on playing a game with them. She's making a game out of hunting them down and capturing them so that she can beat them in this game of wits. And so far, she's done pretty good at it, even if they've managed to stay out of her way thus far. For the most part. She's mostly just been setting up stuff and claiming that it's being set up by them so that they'll have to come in and stop it, lest people be killed in their name, and, well, they don't want people killed in their name. Fortunately, they've managed to stop her, but as of now, they might be up against the wall a bit too much because she's got Lisa. But on the subject of her being a prodigy, I mentioned that the interesting thing that we learned last time is that the organization that was holding 5, 9, and 12, we learned that they were apparently just going around to different orphanages and taking kids that they saw as gifted. And, well, presumably they did experiments on them or other such shady nonsense to the point where frickin' 9 and 12 had no choice but to evacuate the place, leaving poor 5 behind. And now she's completely mentally shattered. Most unfortunate for her, but we'll see how things go. This is the last 3 episodes, not 4. They couldn't spread it out into 12. They had to cut it one short, and that's all right. But I got a bad feeling, man. I don't know. This series so far doesn't seem like the kind of thing that might leave us off on a happy-go-lucky, right off into the sunset type of ending. But I guess I'll have to find out. But hey, even though they have their backs up against the wall, as I said, I think they've got a shot here. Let's see. Let's begin with episode 9.
I was just thinking.
Oh crap. Stupid frickin' English dub! You don't, but... man. Terror in Resonance. Yeah, that terror resonated pretty good. I would say so. So, wow. What a finish. We now know pretty much the full extent. I mean, there's a lot that was still kind of vague, mostly about exactly what kind of experiments were done to them in the academy, but we know enough. They performed experiments on them to try to make them into artificial savants. They picked orphans who they deemed particularly gifted already, because I guess they thought that'd make it easier for, a test group. And they were just using some kind of random drug that a pharmaceutical company made by mistake. And while it was mostly a failure, most of them died. In fact, all of them died in the end, but seemingly the majority of them died as a result of the drug. Yeah, it overtook them, destroyed their bodies and minds, with seemingly the only one who didn't die from that was 12. And that's because he got frickin' sniped. Yeah, 9 went down too, with even his mind couldn't take it. He didn't last much longer. Barely hanging on. Ugh. And I mean, earlier I said that maybe 5 was taking the effects of it worse because she was there longer, but she was there like 1 year longer than them, so that wasn't it. It was just, they were both hanging on through their hope, their determination to fulfill their last wishes here. 5 wanted to beat him, and then she did, so she just took her own life. And then, well, actually, no, yeah, she didn't die from the thing either. She burned up and died in an explosion, so I guess 2 didn't die from that. She was very close to dying from it. Point is, it's sad. It's tragic. The darkness of Japan has been exposed. This terrible organization led by this one dude who was salty about Japan's previous defeat, and he believed that they never truly recovered after that loss. And He wanted to bring them back to power. And he thought he could only do that by creating savants out of orphans. Nice. And at the end of the day, Sphinx's plan was a success. All the information about it is out there, and nobody was hurt. Fortunately, I guess the resulting EMP blast was short-lived. I mean, after a year later, they got everything back up and running, seemingly. And if the blast itself did not cause a widespread, outage, then the resulting chaos would be minimized, if maybe even non-existent. And man, they got one hell of a light show out of it. It's the only time you can not feel bad about looking at a nuke going off, when it's just exploding in the stratosphere and then not hurting anybody. As uncruel as a bomb can get. But overall, Terror in Resonance holds a unique place as a small, contained story that takes its time and hypes up what's going on. Only in the last, couple episodes did we get the full picture, and it really put everything in perspective just so well, And yeah, they were never really the bad guys. Their terrorist acts were just meant to bring light to this horrible thing that happened to them. They wanted people to know what happened. They wanted people to know that they had lived, and know that everyone else who had died once lived too. They didn't want it to be swept under the rug by some freaking maniac. So, success. I'm happy for them. But everything in this was super well executed. Its art, its animation, its character work was really good. Some of it, like with Lisa, I feel like there's some blanks that I kind of would have liked filled in with her. I still never got the full picture about her mom and what was going on there. I really wish I could have known. Maybe there was some subtext involved that I just didn't pick up on, but I really was harping on that early on, and I just didn't get anything. I kind of wish I could have gotten more about Lisa and what really made her turn against the world so much. But that's a pretty minor note. Everything with 9 and 12 and the rest of the stuff of the Rising Peace, whatever, was just compelling as heck. A dark, twisted reality that was unpleasant to hear about. And I already said it, but the visual of that atomic weapon going off was just stunning, and that's what they were going for. I wasn't the only one in awe of that friggin' thing. Everyone in town saw it, and it was a spectacle. But it was heart-wrenching, man. It was heart-wrenching what happened to 12, just getting sniped down like that, just horrible. And all because, the US government's involvement in this was incredibly shady. They also were just trying to apparently cover up some of this here. They got involved in their own nonsense. They were ones who were actively creating problems and then pinning them on Sphinx to try to lure them in. They could have gotten people killed. And then had to, of course, cover their tracks on that, which is just bad. But that kind of stuff happens, dude. I mean, this was just a fantastic little 11-episode series. Never a dull moment to be had. It built itself up really good, and its protagonists were just so interesting, early on you didn't know what they were doing, why they were doing it. Their goals were ambiguous. You didn't know, are they bad, are they good? But it became clear as day that they were just wholly good the entire time. They never wanted to hurt anybody. At worst, they caused massive structural damage. And, the EMP charge would do that too. At most, they costed people money, which, in the long run, could have serious repercussions, but at least they didn't have any immediate repercussions. They tried to spare people's lives, and it was all to expose this incredibly terrible thing. And in their case, there was no other way to go about it. This was a massive cover-up. It needed to be exposed what happened to them, because it was a heinous crime of essentially the kidnapping of dozens of orphans who were then experimented on with illegal drugs to try to make into freaking savants. And then they all died. So yeah, that was definitely a unique series. So for now, that's it. thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to be updated on more of the other things that I do around here. Got a lot of other series going on. And thank you ever so kindly to Nesomini for the commissioning of this series. I appreciate it. I hope you've had a good time with these. I've enjoyed making these reactions. It's definitely been a fascinating experience. Now, I'm not sure if Nesomini is interested in commissioning for more down the line. I'm recording this just on the cusp of entering a new month, so I'm not sure if they're gonna re-up and want another series to be reacted to, but if they do, I'll be more than happy to check it out. But this tale ended up gripping me a lot by the end, and its musical choices, especially near the end, were really good, man. They really had me feeling for him. Like on the Ferris wheel, that song that was playing there was just hyping up the drama so much, so good. There was only like one song in this that I thought was particularly bad, and that was in the last batch. I don't even remember when it happened, but I don't know what it was with that song. I just didn't like it. It just sounded weird, but the rest of it, wow. Truly a heart-wrenching tale that tells a lot about societies and the human condition and all that other deep metaphysical stuff. But like I said, this is it, guys. Hope to catch you next time, but till then, I will see you guys later.